All right, SHOT Show, I have in my hot little hand the Staccato P4.5. The Staccato P4.5 is built around this 9mm Mech-Gar magazine. This is 18 rounds that this is built around, and it changes so much about the gun. It's not a 2011 anymore. It is something different. First and foremost, the first thing you're going to experience when you grab the gun is the width of the grip is significantly slimmer, and the reach front to back is a lot shorter. That said, my big-handed brethren, there's still ample pocket right there to build your support hand grip on, and the grip texture that they have is perfectly dialed in. If you've held a Staccato XC, it's just a little bit more aggressive than that, what they've got going on here. I want to continue to draw your eyes upward under the beaver tail. There is no grip safety anymore. They've moved past that. And while we're there, look how there's a new hammer. There's only 4 or 6 parts that are common with this in the Legacy 2011 lineup. And if you see how deep that firing pin is in there, you can actually see the lifter a little bit for the firing pin block. But it's built around having an optic on the gun. So they wallowed out the slide, made the slide longer to move as many optics as they could as far back as possible from the ejection port. And the rear sight right here at the front of the optic is going to protect the optic for manipulations on barricades and things like that, but it also works as a debris deflector. So when the carbon and the gas comes out of the chamber when the gun is firing, the front sight will actually push that away from the optic, so the optic lens will stay cleaner a lot longer. It's truly built around an optic system. Coming forward is the P4.5, also has the sight block with a standard P320 CZ75, a very standard front sight. This is not proprietary to Staccato. They went to Trijicon and said, what is your #1 front sight seller? They told them what it was, and that's what this is built around. The gun is fully ambidextrous, and more importantly, the slide stop is fully ambidextrous, which means it can be actuated from the shooter's trigger finger, but it is also extended on the left side of the gun. So guys with big enough thumbs can actually get on the slide and release it with their firing thumb, which is something a lot of people want. The gun's use case is built around one-handed manipulation, so that's what they were going for. They also have preloaded tension on the slide stop, so it actually keeps the slide stop depressed so you don't get premature lockback from making superficial contact with your support hand or glove or anything like that. Takedown on the gun is very similar to a 2011 if you see that notch right there, but it's much further forward, so you actually move the slide almost all the way to the back to punch out the slide stop to take the gun apart. It's got a flat wire recoil spring that is captured with a shock buff. We can't take the slide off the gun. I tried asking 3 different people and they said no, but I can't show that to you. But you can see the front of the firing pin lifter if you look down next to the disconnector, and I showed you the back of it there. The trigger pull is fantastic. It is not a lot different from an off-the-shelf Staccato P trigger. It actually feels totally fine. You wouldn't want to mess with that anyway. So what you end up getting is a gun that has a much lower bore axis, a much more manageable grip, and the price tag is actually not terrible for what the sight block is running. They've got all the information on their website, so you can check that out. If you want more cool stuff from SHOT Show, be sure you're subscribed to the channel, and I'll catch you on the next one.